Good evening, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Buenas noches a todos. Antes de comenzar la junta, nomás quería avisar que tenemos traducción disponible para los que están en persona. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Just before we get started, I did want to thank Trustee Paz for presiding over the last meeting, and I do apologize for being out. And I do just want to say that, in the coming months, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to lead our district and serve in this role. And I just wanted to thank you all and, kind of give you a heads up that in the coming months, I'll be working with Dr. Esparza and some of the priorities, right? And so I do want to make note of that before we get started. But I'd like to call this meeting to order, our regular board meeting for April 17, 2025. And could I ask Trustee Arredondo to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
My pleasure, Madam President. Everyone, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. If we could please have a roll call.
Yes, ma'am. President Jocelyn Vargas.
Here.
Vice President Silvia Paz.
Here.
Clerk Valerie Garcia. Joey Acuña Jr. Trinidad Arredondo.
Present.
Jesus Gonzalez. Thomas Tortes. Student Trustee Lynette Bautista.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. First item 2.1, we have recognition of Riverside County High School Film Festival first place winners, Jocelyn Marcelo and Valeria Rodriguez. And we have. Okay.
Students from Desamirage High School won the Best Documentary Film at the Riverside High School Festival on April 4th. They were #1 among several Riverside County schools. The students are Jocelyn Marcelo and Valeria Rodriguez. These two students are enrolled in a CTE program with Mr. Ellison's Digital Film Production 2 class. They created a documentary documenting the importance of the Puente program at Desamirage High School. This was in part with collaboration with the UC Arts, where they were mentored by the UC Arts Museum and also mentored by other students in helping them create this short documentary. Unfortunately, the students couldn't be here, neither could the instructor, but I'd like to congratulate them on this amazing win and representing our school. Thank you.
Next item 3.1, closed session public comments. I'm going to go ahead and read this. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the governing board regarding any closed session items within the board's subject matter jurisdiction. Please complete a request to address the governing board form and hand it to the recording secretary. The online form submitted electronically will be read. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes per person with a maximum of 20 minutes to each subject matter. Okay. So we're going to have the written communication first. Yeah.
There was 2 submitted electronically. The first one was from Marisa Gaitan. I am Marisa Gaitan, a dual language teacher at Mecca Elementary and a proud product of CVUSD. Firstly, I am thankful that at CVUSD, we foster a professional and courteous atmosphere for all based on mutual respect, which is why I feel comfortable approaching the governing board. I am here to speak about elementary teacher reductions. I have been with CVUSD for 10 years and am honored to be part of the 2015 cohort. Together, we have been through 4 RIFs at CVUSD and continue to prove that these are our families, our communities, and our students. We truly are here because we choose to be. Time and time again, we have proven ourselves. Our cohort comes with a vast experience of higher educational degrees, additional authorizations to our credentials, and experiences in fundamental groups to the district, such as district leadership, mentorships, and much more. I ask that you reevaluate the choices you are making regarding the caliber of teachers that our district will be giving up. Your decision will immensely impact sites, communities, families, and school and home relationships. Lastly, I leave you with a quote that resonated with me. We must speak like we act and act like we speak. If the board truly wants the best outcomes for the products of this district, let it speak through the quality of the education that is provided. Thank you. One more. Armida Rodriguez, Instructional Media Assistant, regarding reductions in force. Good morning. My name is Armida Rodriguez. I have been working with this district for 18 years at CVU Elementary School as an instructional media assistant. As of July 1st, 2025, I am unemployed, as are all my colleagues in this position. My understanding is that we got RIF due to a lack of funds and lack of work. Let me tell you a little about our work in this position. We provide library media services related to the acquisition, circulation, distribution, and retrieval of materials, audiovisual equipment, and other instructional materials. We process library media center materials. We perform a wide variety of responsible technical and clerical work, providing media services to teachers, administrators, students, parents, and staff. We supervise students using the library. We provide instructional support to students and staff for the purpose of educating them on the proper use of school and library resources, maintain order of books on the shelves, assist with ordering library books, distribute and collect various materials, for example, mobile electronic devices, books, textbooks. Each student get 10 to 12 consumable textbooks that we need to unbox and put together for every student. Media, audiovisual equipment, overdue notices, billings, etc. For the purpose of circulation and providing reference materials and necessary information to students and staff, we inventory, asset tag resources that are $500 or less. We asset tag library books, textbooks, teaching materials. We process iPad and laptop repairs, claims, and deliver equipment. Teacher materials. We process iPad and laptop repair claims and deliver equipment to respond to students, staff, and parents for the purpose of providing information, direction, and technical support as needed. We also organize book fairs, book report contests, the making of posters and other activities to promote reading, among so many other things. We do like servicing every class for half an hour of library time in a weekly basis. Rumors are that you are hiring more coordinators when you say there is no money. How is that? By law in California schools, we need to provide library services to the students. How are you going to fulfill the law when you are IFS? You say students come first, but with these actions, it truly doesn't seem like it. Across United States, research has shown that students in schools and libraries learn more. Time's up. Do you want me to continue? One more sentence.
That's fine.
Okay. Across the United States, research has shown that students in schools with school libraries learn more, get better grades, and score higher on standardized test scores than their peers in schools without libraries. Please consider your decisions. Thank you.
Is that the last one?
That's the last one.
Okay, thank you. So we have a couple of in-person comments for closed session. So we have Sergio Duran, subject matter concerns, layoffs.
Do I push the button? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Dr. Sparza. My name is Sergio Duran. I'm a 30-year employee of Transportation Department, and the reason I'm here is because of the reorganization that you are about to discuss or vote on for the Transportation Department. I urge you to table it and discuss it further, include our union, include other employees from the department. You cannot lay off employees and then bring back other positions with a different name and expect us and the law to just look the other way. Every time that at least I come here, it's because something is about to be done that is against what our contract states or what our department needs. Never listen to us. We need help out there. We don't need more management to get more pay. We need management to do what we ask and what our needs are. It's not much. We need tools, we need parts, we need training. You can't keep throwing money at management, not support them and expect to the department to get better. You can't lay off employees and then bring someone else back and somehow think that that's going to change the needs of our department, that's going to make it better. It's not. We want you to listen to us, please, for once. We need help out there, but this reorg, whoever you pay, please get your money back, because you're going to pay more out of pocket in lawsuits, because this is what this is going to do. It's going to sue the district again. It's going to take you to PERB. You're not going to win this one because you can't lay off employees and then bring back other with a different title. You can't keep paying management more money when you're not supporting them, when they're not getting the tools they need to make us succeed. Because if they fail, we fail. That's how I look at it. And we look at it. We can't just keep ignoring our needs and ignoring management needs. But right now, it's not paying them more money. It's helping them succeed. Please don't make this mistake and approving this. Table it for tonight and let's talk further. It's not much to ask for. We do it now because you could do everything that's on this paper and it ain't going to change anything, but you're going to be broker. You're going to pay more, and at the same time, it's going to cost you in litigation. I urge you to please do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next comment of the name Bianca Lomeli, a parent, item 3.1, board conduct concerns.
Good evening, President, board members, superintendent, and student trustee. My name is Bianca Lomeli, and I'm here today as a concerned parent, constituent, community member, and supporter of our students. I want to begin by expressing my disappointment in the recent behavior I have witnessed during board meetings. The unprofessional bickering that has taken place, particularly in the presence of our student trustee, is deeply concerning. Our students look to this board as an example of leadership, collaboration, and respect. When adults in positions of authority engage in public disputes, it sends the wrong message about how we solve problems and work together. Frankly, the behavior exhibited is not only discouraging, but is also an embarrassment. Neighboring school districts are watching, and what they see is not the model of excellence. What they see does not reflect the values of our community. We should be setting the standard for professionalism and unity and not falling short of it. As someone who voted for some of you, I must say I feel disrespected. I voted with the belief that those elected would act in the best interest of our students, families, and schools with dignity, focus, and commitment. The recent actions and conduct I've witnessed do not reflect those expectations. Lastly, I want to mention the recent ACES soccer tournament. It was a fantastic opportunity to celebrate student achievement, teamwork, and community involvement. Yet, not a single board member was present to show support, and the absence was noticed, not just by adults, by the students who are the heart of our district. Moments like these are where your presence matters most, not just in this boardroom, but in the lives and milestones of our students you represent. I urge this board to reflect on the example it is setting and recommit to the values of respect, professionalism, and student-centered leadership. Our students deserve nothing less. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker, Carlos Castañeda, 3.3, Conference with Labor Negotiation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Castañeda, and I proudly serve as a data specialist for educational services. I'm here today to share some thoughts regarding my layoff. Unfortunately, I was not given the opportunity to have my performance evaluated. Instead, the decision was made based on how much the district could save. But let me be clear. My value to this district goes far beyond any line item in your budget. I've dedicated 16 years to this school district. 10 of those years, I served as an English language support assistant. In that role, I learned how vital it was to accurately manage student demographic data that directly drives funding for our English learners. I also played a key role in coordinating and supporting students' assessments, not only helping prepare students, but also aggregating and analyzing the data so that teachers, administrators, and our community could make sense of it and act on it. Though I wasn't a classroom teacher, my work directly contributed to academic growth, and I have always taken great pride in supporting student success behind the scenes. In April of 2019, I had the opportunity to expand my impact as a data specialist. In this role, I've built strong relationships with district and site administrators, teachers, and staff across all departments. I have earned a reputation of someone who is always willing to help someone who either finds the answer or finds someone who can. My work ethic was shaped by my parents, who taught me to give my best in everything I do. If you know me, you know I don't do things halfway. I've collaborated with school sites to facilitate data chats that help teachers see their students beyond just test scores. These sessions empower teachers to identify students' strengths and areas of growth, allowing them to adjust instruction with intention. I'm going to cut my speech short because I really want to get to this part. My layoff means, we say that we're one Coachella is more than just a slogan. Then I ask you to be transparent and fairness for the decisions that reflect the value we claim to stand for. Thank you.
Thank you. Next comment, item 3.3, from Maria de la Torre.
Good evening. I am an English language support assistant, also known as the ELSA. I've been serving this position for over 17 years, but there's other ELSAs who have been serving this position for over 26 years. Every year, we have mandatory monthly ELSA meetings to which we had to attend. If we didn't show up to one of our meetings, our testing department would call our site to make sure we were there. December 11, 2024, we showed up to our monthly meeting only to find out that we were no longer testing. Our testing director comes in to announce the changes and painted a beautiful picture as to why they had decided to make the changes. They told us it was better for us and that they wanted teachers to be accountable for testing every student so they knew their English level. 2 days later, we find out that our job was on the list to be eliminated. Since then, we have been isolated from our duties, and our monthly meetings have been canceled one after another. I have been going throughout a lot of stress, not knowing if we have a job for next year. We are humans. We have feelings. On top of that, we have to deal with being ignored by our testing department. We are no longer allowed to assist with state testing makeups. Our April 9th meeting was rescheduled for April 16th, and a day before, it was canceled by an email in which they said for us to continue assisting with testing. There is a lack of communication from our testing department. And when we have questions about updates and testing, there is no response. Teachers and other staff are used to the ELSAs having answers, handling the testing, so they come to us for answers that we no longer have. This is something that began after our December meeting. We are not just ELSAs. We don't just assist with testing. We do updates that bring in money, like Title I, newcomers, any student coming from Mexico. We update information that brings in money for Title I, for Title III. We also update services teachers provide to students on call pads. We're not just assisting with testing. There's many jobs that we do throughout the day, many updates that we have to do that bring in money to our schools. So when they say just testing, it's not just testing. I can't say for you to keep me here or to keep all of us here, but I please ask that you reconsider your decision, because this is only going to affect all the students with money who's coming in for those English learners. Thank you. All right. Took this one out of order. Next speaker, Bianca Lomeli on 3.4.
I am here today to speak on behalf of the bilingual psychologist technicians, BPTs, whose value to our district cannot be overstated. BPTs are not just support staff. We are essential partners in ensuring that every child, regardless of the language spoken at home, has equal access to education. Our role directly impacts the effectiveness and inclusivity of the individualized education program or IEP process. From coordinating evaluations to interpreting during IEP meetings, we ensure that non-English speaking families can fully understand, participate, and advocate for the child's needs. In short, we bridge the gap between families and the school system. We handle critical tasks like scheduling meetings between school psychologists, case managers, and families, and we ensure that no detail falls through the cracks. Our presence makes the process smoother, more timely, and more compassionate. Without us, language barriers become roadblocks, and parent participation suffers. We're asking the board to recognize the specialized nature of our work because our role isn't interchangeable with general support staff. BPTs have the language skills, cultural knowledge, and clinical understanding that are vital to meaningful family engagement. As you consider the labor negotiations before you, I urge you to invest in us the way we invest in our students and families every single day. We're not asking for anything extraordinary, just fair recognition for the extraordinary role we play. Thank you for your time and continued commitment to equity in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker on Margaret Quigley on teacher retention.
Good evening. My name is Margaret Quigley, and I have had the honor of serving as an elementary school teacher in this district for the past 10 years at Saul Martinez Elementary. In that time, I have poured my heart into my students, my school community, and my craft. I've led with passion and taken on additional responsibilities beyond the classroom, supported new teachers, helped shape curriculum, mentored students, and advocated fiercely for literacy and equity because I believe in what we do here. Like many of my incredible colleagues who are also being RIFed, some for the second or third time, or even fourth, we've grown close through shared resilience. These are not just coworkers, they are brilliant, deeply committed educators who give everything they have to their students every single day. We've weathered uncertainty together, all while showing up for our kids because that's who we are. But the emotional, mental, and personal toll of receiving a RIF notice cannot be understated. It is destabilizing. It shakes your sense of purpose and self-worth. It disrupts family life. Our partners, our children, and our support systems carry this trauma alongside us. We try to remain strong and steady for our students, but we are human too. This decision affects more than just staffing numbers. It deeply impacts lives. And to go through this year after year is crushing and emotionally draining. I do have bumping rights to teach middle school math. And while I am qualified to do so, that is not where my passion lies. My heart is in the elementary classroom, where I've spent a decade building trust, joy, and academic growth for students who deserve nothing less than consistency and care. This district has invested in me, and I have wholeheartedly invested back. I've been part of the instructional leadership team. I've implemented our new instructional framework with fidelity and vision. I've embraced the co-plan, co-teach cycle on my campus, helping to build collaborative, inclusive spaces for students and staff alike. The time, training, and resources this district has poured into my development has shaped me into a highly effective educator. It feels devastating that such investment is now being discarded. I am now actively exploring other employment options. The thought of leaving this community, the students I've taught, the families I've grown alongside, the school I love, breaks my heart. This is not a decision I take lightly. This is my calling. Tonight, I ask you to reconsider how many elementary teaching positions you have chosen to eliminate. Our students deserve passionate, highly qualified, experienced teachers. They deserve teachers who have proven year after year that they are in this for the right reasons. Please revisit your decision, not just for me, but for the countless students who stand to lose so much more than a familiar face. Thank you.
Next speaker, we have Isela Chapa on item 3.3 and 3.4.
Hi, good evening. My name is Isela Chapa, and I've been with the school district since April of 2000, 25 years as an admin specialist. And my position is one of the 5 that has been eliminated due to lack of funds, I imagine. But then tonight, they're gonna submit a reorganization for transportation, and they're gonna open 2 more positions, what I do. They're just gonna change the name. The one of them, administrative assistant bilingual. The other one is going to be administrative payroll specialist. So I'm being eliminated, having to bump somebody, someone's gonna lose their job, but yet they're gonna create 2 more positions, and the salary is to be determined. And so if it's not for lack of funds, it's obviously not for lack of work. So I would like it in writing, please. Why are they eliminating my position? Also, I would like to know if these 2 positions are approved, they're gonna be the only ones in the school district with those titles, only those 2, because they're just changing one wording. And we don't even know what the pay is gonna be. It could be less than what they're getting paid now. It's to be determined. So there's gonna be layoffs for the next 3 years. What's gonna happen to those positions? Because they're gonna be the only ones there. That doesn't sound right. So I please plead to you guys. I have 5 kids that went to this school district. 2 currently are twins. They're in this school district. I am a single mother. I need my job. And I'm sure there's worse people than me. So if my position can be saved, imagine another job that can be saved that has a worse scenario than me. And so if you can please tonight kindly think about this reorganization from transportation that you're going to get, because I'm basically doing those 2 jobs, but one person, but they're getting rid of my position and I'm having to bump somebody out of a job and they're creating 2 more. So please, can you give that to me in writing? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, we have Veronica Dueñas on item 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. Veronica Dueñas, yeah, sorry.
Good evening. Just a little FYI, your guys' placards are wrong up there. So, good evening, President Vargas, welcome. Board members, Superintendent Dr. Esparza, and extended cabinet. As you can see and you have heard, right? And I want to thank the teacher also and the students that were with that teacher. Here to speak on layoffs for classified again. 2 board meetings ago, and this is not going to be a nice one, you guys. We were doing layoff bumping process, CSEA, for 851 classified members. Again, 851 classified members were impacted. You up there, put 251 on a layoff resolution that affected 600 more employees. As I sat with my team and HR, I want to give a huge shout out to HR, Monica and her team, Cindy Maldonado, Edgar, Diana, Yvonne, everybody, Jasmine, everybody on the classified HR team. You have no clue what we all went through that time. It took us 9 days, almost 2 weeks to complete, as we had to hear and see the cries and disheartening stories of why. And as I cry of frustration and anger, it is because of them that I care for them so much. I am crying their tears. I am feeling their pain because I sat there with them to go through this process along with my team. So I want you to feel that and hear it. Now, you all were in a meeting that day that we were doing this process, that I had to tell 19 people that they were being completely laid off. And that's where I want to put this story. You were all showing the community your disrespect and petty, unprofessional manner as usual. It's ridiculous and embarrassing now to look at what the news is going to talk about. What kind of circus is running this district? Don't look at the staff anymore, because that staff is to the side. Start looking at yourselves. You are the elected officials, and that is exactly what you guys were doing two board meetings ago. You can't even conduct a professional swearing in front of the community without the personal attacks on each other, yet here is classified with the $24 million tag on our unit. Morale is its lowest, members quitting, going to look for better opportunities, but here you are, sitting in the same seats with the same personal agendas. Today is our second day of negotiations. Hope to resolve is coming back Hope we were resolving to bring back laid off position, no agreement was met. But CSA hopes that with the next months, the district finds more money to support and change to the classified $24 million list. Know that you, let me clarify, your leadership, not you, are going to be dealing with unfair labor practice, possible PERB hearings on top of an impasse hearing for your for our current expired contract. The choice is with you,
Thank-
7, to find a better solution.
Thank you.
you.
We have our next speaker, Gloria Magaña. Gloria Magaña? Gloria Magaña, Office Tech Position Reduction Elimination, 3.5.
Good evening, board members. You know, I'm not prepared. I didn't bring anything in writing, but I'm gonna tell you what I feel and what comes from my heart. You know, I've been employed with this district since 1995. I was as an instructional aide. And then from there, I went to a clerk typist in 1990. And then it was another laid off that I went to a early learners community liaison. And then after that, I went back as a clerk typist. And then my position was reclassified in 1992 as office technicians. So I've been with the district for 40 years already. And as an office technician since 1992. And I've been working at CV High School. Some of you already know because you have your kids there. And you guys, I see them walking, talking to the counselors, and I help the counselors, parents. And then I do my reports. I help a lot. I even give my volunteering, like whenever the students have, you know, like a banquet, I volunteer my time because I like my job. And I like the school to be, you know, noticeable to all the people and with all these students, because all these students, they need a lot of help. And I'm always there to help them, to support them. And, you know, I do the registration. Like this year, I'm waiting like almost 900 students from Bobby Duke CDA. So now who's gonna be doing that job? If my position was eliminated, the only person that is gonna be there is only one person. And I'm the only one that every year go through the same procedure, registering students, helping parents, do the parent portal, make sure that all the documents are correct. Because I still have some tunes that when they're in the middle school, they have different names, and I make sure everything is exactly like the way it's supposed to be. And I'm kind of sad because, you know, eliminating my position. Now I can go back as a bilingual instructional aide, which now is a paraeducator. But after 30 or 35 years not doing this job, I'm gonna be lost. So please consider, you know, my position, and hopefully, you know, I retire soon, but I haven't retired because I really love my job. And I like to help, you know, the parents, teachers, everyone that goes to my office, you know, they're always welcome. And I hopefully you guys consider that position, you know, not only mine, office technician, you consider the other ones too. But the one that really needs, it's at the CV High School. And thank you so much. And I really appreciate, you know, taking your time, hearing what comes from my heart. And God bless you all. And hopefully you guys make good decisions for all of us, not only me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. The next speaker, I have the next speaker, Maria Maldonado, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, conference with labor negotiator.
Good evening.
board members, Dr. Esparza. My name is Maria Maldonado. I am a parent community liaison. I've been a community liaison for the past 8 years, going on 9 years. I am here to mention a little how important this position it is. We help parents, students, and staff. We are the communication between the parents and the school. We assist with registrations, parent portal, and home communication. We bring resources and information to our families. We are a Title I school district, and we need to have a parent engagement so we can have the parent centers open. I'm sorry. I'm probably don't have enough time to say everything that we do because we do a lot of different things at school. I'm just gonna mention a few things that I do at West Shores. Students do feel welcome at West Shores. They come to the parent center and ask questions. They get clothes. I also set clothes that gets donated to the parent center. I wash it in the at the school, and I set up for both lunches. And the kids come and they get so excited when I tell them that it's free, that they can take as many as they need. And I give them bags and they take full bags and they don't care. And it's like, I thought they were gonna be shy. They're not shy. They said, oh, you're gonna be doing this tomorrow? And I said, no, I'm gonna be doing it every Wednesday. And I'm very happy that they trust me. Now they come to the parent center. They need shoes, they need sweaters, they need a belt. I have all those things for the kids. All the liaisons here, all 21 liaisons, we help during drop-off. We assist the students. We also do parent portals. The parents feel welcome to the parent centers. Sometimes they don't feel welcome, other places, but when they come to the parent center, they can ask us many questions and we can assist them. Because we are the bridge between the parents, the family, the principals, the staff, the teachers, especially if their teachers don't speak the language, then we can communicate with them. Please, I urge you to keep us all liaisons, to keep the parent centers open. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Mari, do we have other speakers?
No more were turned in. No, that was it.
Any other speaker last call? Okay. We're gonna move on to item 3.2, motion to enter into closed session. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Second, trustee Bautista?
In favor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we'll be going into closed session, returning at 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
18.
Thank you. Apologies for running. Can I get a motion to return to open session? Second.
Yeah, we had it inside.
I'm sorry. 4.2, announce action taken in closed session.
The board took action during closed session to approve a settlement agreement in the amount of $12,329.56 for employee number 2025/10-682 on the 17th day of April 2025. Motion was made by board member Gonzalez, seconded by board member Arredondo. Motion carried 5-2, with the noes being board member Acuna and board member Garcia.
Thank you. 4.3, approval of agenda. Do I have a motion? Oh, so I had to before? Okay, I'm sorry. So we're gonna pull item 9.4. And we are adding item 9.5, approve board resolution number 2025-52 to enumerate trustee absence. So we're adding 9.5. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with the changes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Bautista?
In favor.
All in, do you have a question? No? Okay. Or were there other, why didn't open questions, huh? Yeah, so we're pulling item 9.4 and we're adding 9.5. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? And motion carried. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah.
She voted already.
First, yeah. Okay, 5.1, board notification request to address the board. And I read this. Okay, public comments, open session, introductory comments and requests to address the board on items on the adopted agenda, and items not on the adopted agenda will be considered from the audience at this time. Please complete a request to address the governing board form and hand it to the recording secretary. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes per person with a maximum of 20 minutes to each subject matter. Additionally, the person making the request should state his or her name and the name of the organization or group represented. Please be advised that the board is not always at liberty to answer questions right away. State law prohibits the board from taking any action on items not listed on the agenda. And we have one speaker, Alicia Valladolid, regarding IMA and library.
Library. Two of my coworkers asked me to, they sent me an email and said to give it to you, which I did. Okay, and your free time, you can read it. And one of the IMAs has what she does. And we do the inventory of the teachers, you see it there. The signing, if you look at that one, for kinder itself, it's 450 that we have to scan one classroom when they're 4. They're just kinder. And it's there. Evidence. Okay, and the other one, well, it was, you can read it. It's in the last one, it's a yellow paper in email. And my presentation is, if you look at the pictures, there's a paper with pictures. This one, that is my storage. I asked the principal if I could come in at 6 a.m. because at 9, it's hot. This is what I do on the 12 months that you guys gave us. If you look in the pictures, it says the inside of a storage. This is what it is. The left side, that's what it is. They were asked to do inventory. The papers are there. The right side is right there. And the back of the storage, it's like the whole thing inside the storage. I go in there by 9:30. I need to be back in the library because I can't be there. Not a single custodian helped me. I do it to myself. Around 500 of those boxes go to the classrooms. That was for the 12 months. Now the asset tax, that's a lot more. That's proof. You could go in at Cesar Chavez and you see my storage. If you reduce the hours in the month, I don't know, it's just me, myself. Okay, in the inventory, you see that my coworker had her concern. They asked us to close the libraries on May the 1st. Now we got close the library May the 26th. Doesn't give us a lot of time. Normally we close before that to give us the time to do everything what is required in a job description. That is proof. You could go any IMAs and they'll say the same thing. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. And I did all the time. Come over and see us work, ask questions. And I'm here because I care. I care for my job. I care for the students. And thank you. And I want to say thank you so much for listening. You know, we have good news and bad news. And I love coming over here too. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other written communication?
None others.
Okay, so moving on to 6.2, student board member report.
Hi there. So I'd like to start with La Familia High School. It says La Familia seniors had a meeting with the counselors about the graduation status. The WASC visit from April 7th to 9th was successful. Graduating students from 2025 had a second meeting about graduation location with options to return to their home school or graduate in the Desert Mirage gym. Seniors received a form to choose their graduation option. Those who don't turn it in will graduate with La Familia. 4 students received a Coachella bracelet for academic excellence. At least 16 students will attend a field trip to COD for dual enrollment information and registration. The student voice says many students had discussed that LAFA would greatly improve if new electives were added. Our students are not able to explore and engage in various courses. We have at least 5 electives and hope to have more in the future. For Desert Mirage High School, we have Puente seniors are committing to top universities like UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, and more. Juniors were accepted into competitive summer programs, and 92 students were selected for next year's Puente class. Over 100 seniors earned Coachella Fest bracelets by maintaining passing grades and over 98% attendance. This reward celebrates their dedication and strong academic performance. Many of the students and teachers had the opportunity to speak with wanted to express their deep appreciation for the support and resources provided by the CVUSD district. Programs like Puente, Avid, and many others have made a meaningful impact in their academic journey. These programs not only help students succeed in school, but they also give them tools and guidance that they need to help plan for their futures. Thank you for continuing to invest in these programs. The positive effects are clear. We can see the growth in students. Because of the opportunities, more students feel seen and are now getting to the top universities that were once a dream. West Shores High School said, Ms. Milton and our college and career team are creating the I Cause Learning video. 32 seniors visited COD Palm Desert on Friday, with some registering for a summer class through Pledge, biggest class ever. VAPA drama and art students watched a short film by the Palm Springs International Film Society and talked to the director, Daniel Willis. Community School, a new project helped link crew mentors connect with 7th graders through a leadership retreat. They'll return on May 29th. For CV High School, I'm going to start with something that was my concern. So there was an earthquake that happened. So in my personal class, there was nothing that was done, and there was no announcement that went on even after the earthquake. In my class, my teacher did not tell me to get down, and in many other classes, the students were saying nobody told them get down, cover. There was nothing done. Some classes said that their teacher had them go down, go under, cover themselves, and make sure that they were fine. Or some teachers even took their students outside of the classroom. So it just depended where you were and who you had. But then again, you also have to think about the teacher as well. Some people react to situations in a freeze mechanism where that's their method of doing it. Some people know how to react to it, but at the same time, there is training that we're all put through to know these situations. I did reach out to the other trustees, and some of the same thing were that some classes just took it as a joke. Nobody really did anything. They just let it pass. Some people said that they were at lunch while it happened. And 1, they didn't feel it. 2, nobody said anything, and they just continued their lunch like a normal other day. Some of them said that they had their classrooms evacuated and that there was an announcement after the earthquake. And that their teachers did tell them go under, cover your head and stuff like that. So that's something that I think we should go over, because I know that in La Quinta High School. And their side, they pulled their students out and made sure that every school was checked with gas leaks and stuff like that before they let their students return. And we kind of just went about it like a normal day. But on a different side, 103 seniors visited the COD Palm Desert campus. And a lot of them were able to get the courses they wanted through the pledge program and do a lot of stuff like that. And it's something that's great to see. Something I heard and good feedback about that was transportation. So a lot of these parents are working, and it's faster to get your classes now than when later and they're all taken up. So it's something that seniors enjoyed. Another thing I wanted to add was the Young Women Empowerment GLI chapter they attended this year for their National Young Feminist Leadership Conference in DC. This is something I had brought up in the last meeting where they were really excited. They were talking about it a lot. They did a lot of fundraising, try to do the most for it. It featured over 300 attendees and nearly 70 inspiring speakers. Notably, one of our own CVHS and PSA senior, Evelyn Rivera, spoke on a panel about building feminist power on campus. This was an incredible experience, and our CVHS students were recognized by the Feminist Majority founder, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, but Eleanor Smeal, for their outstanding youth advocacy. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to 6.3, board member reports, board requests for future board meetings. Let's start with Trustee Acuna.
I have no report.
Trustee Torres.
Yeah, I just want to thank the community that's come forward to speak with their concerns as always. And I just want to reiterate that, you know, we are always stated to be held accountable. And my reiteration is that there are tools that the community can use. And I mentioned it's called the SARC, the School Accountability Report Card that's available to anyone. You can look it up on Google, SARC. And for instance, you know, I have in front of me now the report card for West Shores for 22, 23. And you can look up everything in there, teacher preparation, placement, graduation rate, dropout rate, the test scores for math, science, all of the things that the inspectors look at, even as far as what was mentioned here as far as libraries, as textbook availability to the students, and it is correct reading, language, books are, all the students have received what they needed for school, and yes, and math, yes, everything is yes, as far as receiving all of the textbooks and equipment that they needed to learn. That was inspected and tested. Even as far as the condition of the building, West Shores, right? They put the systems, gas leak, mechanical, good rate. Interior has, you know, they specify every little thing, damaged wall surface, stained ceiling tile, those type of things. So again, all of this information is available to the community. If you just Google the SARC and put whatever high school you want to look at, and it gives facts of data that was collected. And what I've noticed when I was looking on there is the graduation rate from the past 3 years, well, the pandemic had something to do with it, has increased rapidly. And I think that's systematic, and it shows the accountability of the board before I got on, and hopefully it increases with the drop in dropout rate and the increase in graduation rate. But I just wanted to make sure that the public knows about that school accountability report card. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Arredondo.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, everybody who came out today to give public comment. We're definitely listening, and we understand that the district is going through a tough time, and we are going through a tough sort of budgetary years, but we are here working together to make sure that we move the district in the right direction moving forward. I attended the State of the County today, along with you, Madam President, and Dr. Esparza, and Assistant Superintendent Tavares. Thank you for the invitation. It's always good to see how our county is doing, because we're part of the 4th District. And I thank Supervisor Perez for his support for our school district. My sort of request for our future board meetings is to look at our upcoming graduation data, Dr. Esparza. I know that we've been working hard to make sure that our students are getting all the courses that they need, and looking forward to seeing some of that data. Also would like to highlight some of the elementary schools that have increased in terms of their reporting. And then just lastly, today we had our facilities meeting, and we know that there are projects that we are working on to better our school sites. And we were told today that, we are within budget for North Shore Elementary. We're on budget and on time with all our structures for North Shore Elementary. So definitely thank you to staff for the work that you're doing there. Thank you to staff for the shade structure replacement. Thank you for the work that you're doing. It's very important, especially as the climate changing and summer's coming, and we need to make sure that our shade structures are up. So thank you, and also thank you, Baker, for preparing for summer, right, and making sure that our IC units are working. So that's all I have, Madam President. Thank you.
Clerk Garcia.
Thank you. I want to also echo that I thank every single person who comes to the meeting and addresses us. We need to hear from you. It's your right. You're our employees, you're our parents, you're our community. This is not easy. Nothing that we are moving forward with is easy. This is an unfathomable time. And really, I don't know if there's anything that we can say that makes anyone feel better. But I so thank everyone who comes and talks to us. Thank you, Alicia, to continue to shed light on the work, the very important work that you do. I know that every single person who's on campus with our students, does any work with our students, any work on our campuses, you're part of the learning community. We need you. I've heard from parents, from other staff categories, everyone is fighting for each other, even across the aisle, so to speak. No one wants to do these cuts, but I don't want to be here next year and the next year and the next year either. So there is a line in the sand that we have to draw to make sure that we right the ship. There's no other way. If there were, we would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat, but unfortunately, this is where we are. Hearing from everyone, it's their right, absolutely. I do also want to ask, and I know that we've had discussions about it, for a special board meeting to ensure that moving forward for any further cuts, that we are very clear on a global view of the district, where we are and what's realistic to cut, because I know that we are pushing ourselves this year with the cuts that we've made, last year with the cuts that we've made, and I want to be very clear on where we would be going moving forward and what that plan would look like, because I understand, on one hand, I understand that it's very serious fiscally, but we also have programming and to still provide to our students. So what does that look like if we're still, I understand we still need to cut. What does that look like? So a special board meeting is what I'm asking for to ensure that, because I don't know any other way for it to be responsible without real discussion about where we are across the district. I was a little concerned about what our student trustee was mentioning about not having a standardized earthquake. I know that I heard from my son's school very specifically that protocols were followed, and even from my son that they dropped and covered and things like that. there should be protocols for the older students. It did last, it felt like it lasted a while. I'm glad that nothing major happened, but there should still be a standardization. So if we could please look into that. I know that our spring break is coming up. I hope that everyone can rest, revitalize, and come back. I know people are in such dire situations, and that's not easy, and people are very stressed. We hear you. I don't want to lose any of you, but I also don't want to be here next year in this same situation. So if we're not making responsible moves now, it will happen again, and I don't want that on my watch. So it's impossible, but we've got to do it. So I hope that everyone has a relaxing as best they can vacation so that they can come back and finish the year out with our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Bus.
I think Valerie said everything that I was thinking about in different words, but I too, I feel the weight of the situation that we're in. And I appreciate Ms. Valladolid, Ms. Contreras, no, Veronica Dueñas, the teacher who came and everybody who comes meeting after meeting. And I mean, there's just no way we can't pick and choose this position. Every position is important. Every position that we are cutting is gonna hurt. And again, echoing what Valerie said, we have to do it. I wish we had options, right? I wish we had money, that we didn't have to do it, but this is where we are. And at the same time, Dr. Sparks, I do think a lot of the questions that are coming up about, well, we do all these things, right? What's going to happen? I mean, those are also real questions. And I know that, those things need to be addressed. It's not realistic to expect that everything that's been happening is going to continue with less staff or with the reorganizations that are happening. And it would be good to have an understanding, right, about how either through restructuring or realignment or, processes that need to be in place with both of the unions to make sure that we are addressing and getting in front of it before we start the new school year, so that we have a smoother transition into this, because it's real. They are doing 8 hours of work, and we're gonna be saying, I don't know, less, whatever that number is gonna be. So something's gonna have to change, but we don't know. But I trust that that's gonna happen. It would be good, again, to get ahead of the game and be ready to start the next school year. I want to thank also Lynette. I really appreciate that she brings out issues that might be making others uncomfortable or not, but I really appreciate that type of leadership that I see in Lynette, and that she is uplifting things that are important. Not, again, the intent is not that people or our schools or district are going to look a certain way. It's just, this is the reality. And if we don't talk about it, then, you wouldn't know, and then you couldn't address it. So I appreciate her leadership, and thank you.
Okay, so for sake of brevity, I definitely agree with my colleagues, right? It's definitely a hard time for our district. So I'm hopeful that we can make the hard decisions now so that we can rebuild and really stabilize our district in the future. Really appreciate everyone who stayed. I know it's a long meeting. So I think one thing I do want to speak to, one of the things that I've been working on and will be working on in the coming months in this role, and I've started to talk to a number of folks, just really trying to get us to a place where we're being more efficient, right? I think, it's hard to expect our community to come out to late night meetings. And so that's one thing that I'll take ownership for today and hopefully work on for the coming months, right? In terms of the work that we have ahead of us in the coming months, there were a number of comments that were made today around, like really asking us to step up in terms of like leadership, collaboration, and really bringing us back to the core values that we have as individuals, right? But really, we're here as a board, right? And so those are some of the thoughts that have been sitting with me the last couple of weeks since the last meeting. And so I'm really looking forward to working with Dr. Esparza. I've been reading the FIGMAG report. There's a number of trainings that I think we really need to really hold ourselves accountable to do those things, right? And create a practice of continuous learning. And part of it is to ensure that our district is heading in the right direction, right? So I'll be working with her and my colleagues to really create set those in place and really start to, like our community asks, right? Have a collaborative governance. So I know it's not going to be easy, but I am up for the challenge and those conversations, and I just look forward to working with everybody. And yes, Dr. 6.4 Superintendent's report.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone who's in the audience and everyone who is watching online. I want to commend several of the schools who are almost at 100% completion with their LPAC, and that is Las Palmitas, Saul Martinez, Peter Pendleton, and Valle del Sol. They've been working really hard to make sure that all our EL students have been tested on LPAC. So congratulations to them. I also want to thank Mountain Vista, Coral Mountain, for having the data chats and preparing really well on how to work with their staff to identify the students' data, the students' results, and their academic readiness, and how they're going to give them that push. I'd like to thank our coordinator of and our directors of Ed Services and of Early Learning as they are working on the Kinder Roundup. And the Kinder Roundup this week took place at Cesar Chavez, Las Palmitas, Mecca, Palmview, Seaview, Oasis, Valle del Sol, and Mountain Vista. So thank you to everybody here, our staff who put that together along with the principals and the staff at the schools to ensure that we are bringing in our kindergarten students and that we're continuing to bring our champions into CVUSD. I also want to thank RCOE. RCOE met with us this week and they are supporting us in continuing with the AVID program for our elementary schools. We were not going to continue with AVID at the elementary school level, and they said that they are willing to help us pay for it so that we can continue to receive the AVID trainings, to send our teachers to trainings and our principals as well, and continue with the program. So thank you to RCOE for understanding our hardship and wanting to continue to support us. I do want to say that as we look at our budget, our fiscal crisis, where we're at in the district in regards to layoffs, in regards to restructuring, I would like everybody to understand that if there is a position that is put onto a restructuring department, it's because it's either being funded by a grant or with another type of funding. We are not working to use our general fund because that is where we are struggling with. Our general fund is something that we need to make sure that we continue to have a balance where we can have a percentage, which is usually a 3% reserve. So when another position is added on to support a department, it is done so that it is paid out of a grant. And so those grants only last for so many years, and our directors, as well as some of our coordinators, write those grants to keep the momentum of the programs that are needed in the district for our students to be able to have access. So I wanted to just make that clear that when positions are added, it is not that they are coming from the general fund. The state either reimburses us for a program and gives us money to be able to make these types of changes, or there are grants that we write for for us to be able to have the funding to be able to hire these people. And it's not out of the general fund. So we are not letting people go and just hiring more people. What we're doing is specializing and making sure that the grant is available for us to be able to have the staffing to support our students, again, to provide equity and access for all. I just wanted to make that clear. Thank you.
Moving on to information presentations. The next 4 items are for information. So I believe we can answer questions. So we'll go down the line. 7.1, Daniela Tavares, initiation of competitive bidding process for nutrition services procurement for school year 25-26. Are there any questions on this item?
This is just an informational item informing the board that we're going to be going out for bid.
Any other questions? Trustee Garcia.
Just wanted to confirm that we would still consider piggybacking whenever that makes sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Oh, yes.
Now this one we do yearly, or is it 3 years?
I believe it's done yearly. Is this, this is for the annual one, Carlos? Yeah, it's for fiscal year 25-26, so it's done on an annual basis.
Thank you, just clarifying. It's okay, Mr. Morta, you're good. Thank you. I said you're good. I just, for some reason, thought it was like was it a 3-year bidding process, or it's done every year?
So state of California advises to do a 1-year contract with the possibility to extend up to 3 years total. But they want us to keep it 1 year just to protect the district and not lock us in.
Perfect. Thank you. That was my only question.
My pleasure.
No other questions? We'll move on to 7.2. Dr. Monica Makowitz, Transportation Department restructuring. Are there any questions? No questions. I'm sorry, we'll have an action. We'll have the opportunity to have more questions. 7.3, Dr. Monica Makowitz, Music and Arts Program restructuring. Again, this is information, so items that staff's working on. So are there any questions on this? No? Okay. Last item, 7.4, Dr. Monica Makowitz, ACES, EXLP, ELOP, and summer school programs restructuring. It's an information item. Are there any questions? Okay. So these are just for items for information purposes, and they're items that staff will be continuing to work on and will be bringing back. Moving on to 8, action educational services. We have 8.1, Socorro Sanchez requesting approval of the 25-26 Head Start grant application, subaward renewal with Riverside County Superintendent of Schools.
So move.
Second. Second, Trustee Paz. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Pass. 8.2, we have Socorro Sanchez requesting approval to amend previous approval for awarded contract for RFP 9521-22 E-rate funding year 22, category 2 internal connections. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Action item, business services. We have 9.1, Daniela Tavares, settlement agreement with Samsara Inc. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One opposed. Any abstentions? No. I'm sorry, it's late. Okay, motion passes. 9.3. Daniela Tavares, authorization to proceed.
9.2.
Oh, 9.2, sorry. 9.2, Daniela Tavares, adopt a resolution number 2025-47, authorization direction for the purchase of information technology goods and services with McLeod Technologies. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
A second? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. 9.3, Daniela Tavares, authorization to proceed with the purchase and installation of additional play equipment for the preschool program at Coral Mountain Academy, Mecca Elementary, and Seaview Elementary Schools to be in compliance with state regulations. Do we have a motion?
So I'll motion.
A second?
Second.
Any question? Oh, I think trustee Tortes seconded. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? There's no one. Motion carries. 9.4. Daniela Tavares, approval of resolution 2025-48, adopt informal bidding procedures pursuant to the Uniform Public.
Sorry, that one
You did.
was pulled.
Thank you. I'm sorry. So then 9.5. I'll get the hang of it. Okay, and then we're moving to 9.5, which is the item we added. So approval of board resolution number 2025-52 to remunerate trustee for absence. Do I have a motion? As myself. Yes, so I'll be abstaining.
I'll motion.
A second? Okay, thank you. So I'll abstain and then all those in favor?
Aye.
Any no's? And one abstention. All right, 10.1, moving on to action items for human resources. Dr. Makowitz, approval of new job description for coordinator Title IX and compliance. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
And a second? Any questions on 10.1? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 10.2, Dr. Monica Makowitz, approval of new job description for purchasing and warehouse supervisor. Do we have a motion? A second?
Second.
Questions?
Just a clarification again. I mean, I know Dr. Esparza prefaced all these changes, but this is one that seems like it's new and then we're letting, in the midst of cutting. So just a little bit of context on this.
Dr.
one.
Makowitz.
This job is to replace the construction analyst position. So we ripped that position and brought back this new job description to better suit the needs. Daniela can go into more specifics, but it actually helps us in the department where the construction analyst was limiting.
Thank you.
Do you need further clarification? Oh, no, okay. Those support?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 10.3, Dr. Monica Makowitz, approval of revised job description for principal and assistant principal. To have a motion?
I'll second.
So motion made by trustee Torres, seconded by Arredondo. Any questions? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.5, Dr. Monica Makowitz, approval of new job description for migrant outreach teacher, middle school. 10.4, approval of revised job description for continuation high school principal. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.5, approval of new job description for migrant outreach teacher, middle school.
So move.
Second? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.6, Dr. Monica Makowitz, final approval adoption for board policy 4119.24, 4219.24, and 4319 24 regarding maintaining appropriate adult-student interactions. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
A second? Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 10.7, approval and adoption for Board Policy 5145.13 and Administrative AR 5145.13, response to immigration enforcement.
So move.
Second? Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 10.8, Dr. Monica Makowitz, approval adoption for Board Policy 6158, independent study, and AR 6158, independent study. Do I have a motion? Second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And now for the consent calendar. Do I read this statement here? Okay. Consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the board to be routine and will be acted upon in one motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board considers the motion unless members of the board or staff request specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar, in which event the items will be considered separately. The superintendent, assistant superintendent of educational services, assistant superintendent of business and finance, and assistant superintendent of human resources recommend the approval of all consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve?
A second, just if anybody wants to pull anything.
Any items? Okay. Okay. We should pull it. We'll pull 1414. Okay, so we'll pull 1414 for comment. Any other items? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. So 1414.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, Assistant Superintendent Dodd, when you do these reports, after you finish your calculations, do you go to the different departments and meet with their department heads and see if they match up to what you have?
No, these reports have been coming to the board on a quarterly basis and we run them through our financial system. But we did start implementing just recently. We're meeting with directors once a month to review all of their budgets, their contracts, their open encumbrances. But that's just something that was put into place a couple of weeks ago. But this is a report that it's the same report that's been brought to the board on a quarterly basis, and it's pulled directly from our financial system.
I understand that. My question was simply, do you actually meet with the department heads to find out if they align?
No.
Okay, that was my question.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Oppose? Right? Why are you looking at me?
Because I'm not sure that we took a first and second on.
I thought we did.
his item.
No.
Oh, we didn't? Okay, so then I motion to approve 14.14. Sorry, I thought we did. Okay, and a second.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? That motion carries. Sorry. Okay, 16.1. We don't have to go back into closed session. And I think that's it. So 16.2, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A
Second.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I think, so wishing everyone a nice spring break. I think we're off tomorrow and all of next week.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for bearing with us, with me. Thank you.